OONI now has shifted his attention down to Olori Tobi PHILLIPS because it is high time he gets what he wants from her, whether she likes it or not, whether she is in support or not. All that he wants is to get what he wants out of Olori Tobi PHILLIPS, because this is this perfect time for her herself to make certain decisions, whether they have to take it on or not, whether she has to leave the palace or not. All of these things narrow down to only two things. It narrows down to only two things that Ooni wants from her. First of all, she should do the paternity test. And second, whether she likes it or not, she should always support Ooni, whether he's doing the wrong thing or he's doing the right thing. Support from Ooni is very, very vital for her. So guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are actually watching us from. This is Royal Updates TV, where we bring you top tips from the entertainment industry and also from the Ooni of Ife Palace. Every single person has been talking about Olori Tobi PHILLIPS paternity test and her not getting indulged in it, which should be the last thing that she herself should ever even think of, because a whole lot of people have been complaining. A whole lot of people have been saying that this is the perfect time for her to run her paternity test. So we'll now have to decide whether Queen Naomi has to come back into the palace or she still have to remain, because this will be a deciding factor in the marriage. This will be a huge deciding factor inside the marriage. And Ooni knows what exactly he wants. Ooni doesn't just walk like that. Ooni doesn't just say things just like that. He doesn't do all of that. He plans his things perfectly. He plans everything perfectly. That is why you see that Ooni doesn't think nonsense. Ooni doesn't come into the palace and say he wants this from this Olori, he wants that from this Olori. He doesn't just do that, because he knows what exactly can happen to him if he goes ahead and makes such decisions that can put him in a whole different ball game, that can put him in a whole lot of trouble. That is why he tries to avoid all of these things. But no, these Oloris will still think Ooni is not doing this well. Ooni is trying to avoid all of these situations. Ooni is trying to do this. Ooni is trying to do that. They don't know that Ooni is trying to build a solid relationship between himself and Queen Naomi. He is trying all that he can to build that kind of relationship. That is why you always see him working like that. That is why you always see him doing things that you yourself you won't even believe. It is normal for all of these things to happen. It is very, very normal, because he knows that all of the things that Olori Tobi PHILLIPS herself is doing is against what he has preached. And he needs to make sure he gets that DNA test done, whether he likes it or not, whether he's in conjunction with it or not, whether he wants to know what she's doing or what exactly she thinks. He doesn't. He's not even interested in what she has to say. All that he wants is to get answers. It is answers that he wants. That is why he's pushing. That is why he's still trying. He's still making ends meet. He's still doing this and that to make sure everybody still values him the way he was valued the last time. He's not willing to get anything less than love from all of his Oloris. But if they still think that will be an imaginary thing, if they still think that will be an imaginary thing for him, then they should go ahead and make certain decisions by themselves, whether they are getting it right or not. He won't even indulge in it. He won't even pull out and say, yes, this is wrong, this is this. He won't. But as long as they get him what he wants, then he's happy with it, whether they do it now or they do it later. He's happy with whatever he gets. That is why he's always talking. That is why he's always putting mouth. That is why he's always saying all of these things. Because of what? Because he knows what he wants to get. He knows the value of the thing he wants to get. He knows what exactly he can do to get all of these things. But the problem here is whether he has to do it right, whether he is doing it right or not. All of these things are happening. That is true. But for him to go on and take up that focus and say, yes, this is what exactly I want. This is the exact thing I want from all of these oloris. They should follow his instructions. They should do this, they should do that. That is what Ooni wants. Whether they are doing it right or they are doing it wrong, as long as they are doing what is needed, then of course Ooni himself is happy. Nothing will make Ooni sad if at all they follow all his rules. Nothing at all. So it is obvious for all the oloris, whether they continue with what they are doing, whether they even like Ooni or not, whether they are in support of him getting to where he is or not, he is not still concerned. All he wants to hear is that Queen Naomi is returning to the palace of Ile-Ife. That is what he is most concerned about. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to drop your comment down at the comment section. Goodbye you all and peace out.